Sometimes hope starts with just a knock at the door. But however it starts at MARC, the Mid-Hudson Addiction Recovery Centers. MARC helps people by giving them hope, caring for them, and by giving them tools.
Around 5.5 years ago, I had been working on a boat up in Alaska as a private chef, and my days of the use of alcohol and prescription drugs were just really catching up to me. When I got into Seattle, I was fired from my job. I walked around Seattle for probably about a month and a half from hotel to hotel. I locked myself in hotel rooms, and I drank until 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got up and went out and got more and came back, and I would get kicked out of one hotel to another hotel. My father has worried about me for years, and all the sleepless nights, that he's gone through, and my mom. I had 3 beautiful little nieces, and my sister. She said, enough, I don't want you to run, I want you to see the girls, I don't want you anywhere around here. 5 years ago, this last January, I decided that, I just wanted to go to sleep, and I didn't want to wake up. And 2 friends of mine found me, and there were 6 empty bottles of vodka, and all my pills were gone. And they rushed me to the ER. A nurse was there, and she leaned over me, and she whispered to me, she said, "Please don't do this to yourself." For me, for MARC, it is a place that makes a difference. I'm 46 years old, and my life today is just unbelievable. Today, I'm a floral designer. I just bought a new car, and I've never done that before. My relations with my sister and my family and my dad, they're great. I took my nieces and my family to the water park here, and we had a blast. And I never knew how to be able to live and have a blast without the use of drugs and alcohol. I just didn't think that was possible. And today it's just like. It's an unbelievable experience.
I was struggling on my own. Some family members were concerned, had realized that my drinking had gone from fun to trying to bury my feelings. After my mom passed away, that's when I started drinking to numb the pain. That's the first time I ever started drinking alone. I was married at the time, and Aunt had said to my husband, "I think she's losing control. There's something wrong." And I ruined my marriage. I acted totally out of character with some things. The 3 DWIs was within a year. Never had any legal problems before in my life. I remember times going into places with hangovers or, calling in sick and thinking, oh my God. And so many times I said, I'll never drink again. I will never drink again. I had just lost all hope, and I was right here, right in this place. And I was like, there's no hope. There's no hope for me. And I'm gonna start to cry. But that's how I really felt. And people at Florence Manor and the MARC agency, they really went to bat for me. Florence Manor is, is the halfway house for MARC for women. Florence Manor is where I spent most of my time, and that's definitely what has had the most influence on me. If I had continued on the path I was on, I probably could have easily killed somebody. I remember at one point when I come here, feeling so hopeless, and through Florence Manor, they just really taught me to believe in myself again, and just not to give up hope. My life today is amazing compared to where it used to be. I now speak once a year for kids that go over to Judge Dolan's courtroom. I'm actually welcome there instead of him saying, I don't want to see you in here again. Everything just turned around. Like, it just totally turned around because the community service, I'm now working at the place I did community service for. I'm working with elderly people. I love elderly people. And my father is the most important person in my life.
Ten years ago, I was riding a bicycle in the city of Poughkeepsie, going up and down Main Street 15 to 20 times a day, copping heroin and crack. And that was pretty much my lifestyle, in between robbing and stealing all night long to feed my habit. I wasn't much of a parent back then. As time went by in my addiction, you know, I went to jail a lot. I was with my youngest son one time towards the end of my addiction, and we went into a Rite Aid store. I was going to buy up some school supplies. But the addict that I was, and the thief that I was, you know, I had him pick out a couple of things, and I was stealing at the same time. And security guard came from the back as we were trying to walk out, and they grabbed me. And my son, who was about 6, 7 years old at the time, was like just crying, and just like, you know, he was just totally not knowing what was going on. And I had to have him call his mother and have them come down and pick him up, and they arrested me.